Alright, hello to all my guys, gals, and non-binary pals out there across the electrical ocean. This is Jazzman, back with the game. We've got Boernegar playing full faction-centered lands, and then FreeTibett playing full faction SP. Free, yeah, give me some of that. I want some of that FreeTibett. I will be taking some, if you please. But, man, if I rip to all the Chinese viewers that are watching this video. I think Tiny is Chinese. If he ever watches this, his social credit score is going to be in the toilet. But yeah, we've got Draksar here versus little Moga boy. Actually, no, he's not playing Moga. He's got Voil, Dive Bomber. He's just running Thrower because Thrower is a great champion. And then Moga Inferno, I guess, he's range and he can explosive. I guess he can throw bombs. He's going over to bomb Boernegar's shrine. But Draksar Hunchback. Still a great champion. He's probably one of the best tanks in SL right now. And then, yeah, Draksar Mastered. Now, this Draksar Master has gotten changed so much. He was like 80 Nora after the Rorschach era. And he had some crazy abilities like Surge and Throw Axe. But now he's just sort of a good first deploy for Draksar, get that camaraderie going, and then, he can decrease defense. I think he still has the head chopping ability. I forget what it's called now, but man, this picture, this is literally just the perennial fish picture that you find on so many of guys dating map profiles, isn't it? It's like, ooh, me hunter, me strong, me catch dinner, and yeah, this is the fish picture. Like the Draksar Master is that. But there was a limit here on the Draksar Hunchback, so Boernegar is going to be down 35 Nora. Interesting choice. I guess that will prevent a deploy this turn. Limit is... It's kind of an underrated spell. I don't see a lot of limit. But when you think about it, I mean, draining 35 Nora for the cost of 25, I mean, it's a 10 Nora swing. And in the early game here like this, when you're playing SP, like you're going to be ahead in Nora usually because of the bonus. And then limit just furthers that, so it'll solidify your early game advantage. But yeah, it's nice. I mean, Boernegar probably doesn't have anything as follow-up now. And he's going to be down because he literally just got his font. So limit has some uses. I don't know if it's worth the... Wow, he actually disconnected because of that limit. Limit 2 OP. Nerf limit. It causes rage quips. Boernegar has nothing. I mean, realistically, you still have a chance. Like, come on. Surely the limit... The delay of one turn didn't mean too much. I guess for all the good players out there who are counting Nora, it may be prevented a deploy on the next turn as well. But I mean, you've got camaraderie on Master. I mean, Hunchback is fine. Like, he was cheaper, but Boernegar looks like he's back. Okay, he didn't quite rage that hard after that limit. So it'll be Dive Bomber here versus Hunch. And I mean, Assault isn't going to do too much, realistically. But if I were FreeTibett, I would still definitely just charge in there and not sit back like Boernegar is doing. He's just playing the passive game. Boring. But that Gurren Thrower back at the shrine is going to do some serious work. This map is really nice for Throw Champion because the font is so close to your deployment zone already. So any deploys that FreeTibett is going to bring down here is going to be right in the fight. Like, imagine something like a Judge Taurine being deployed and then just, thrown in for a defensive strike right away. That would be pretty sweet. But, I mean, here, you can't really... Like, you could get a charge off. I know I said go in earlier, and that's kind of because Hunchback didn't take stun, so there's really no fear of follow-up. I would still maybe recommend it. Like, he's got 20 damage on the Hunch. Actually, 22 if he attacks with Sunder first, and then Hunter Meek, it would be a little too close. But yeah, maybe if he can just wait for a turn for the Moga to get down here. But looks like Dive Bomber is maybe threatening a contest up top while these other guys hold down mid. So there's Ascendant. And Ascendant is... I mean, it's going to be a while before he intensifies, but it will put Boernegar's next deploy under Defiled and Decaying. Decaying is really good as versus SL. Because all their champs pretty much have regen, you can kind of screw them over. Like if Boernegar deploys like a Legionnaire or something, then okay, yeah, Fallen Draksar is actually a pretty good one to take the hit. Doesn't mean he's really cheap. He's got regen 1, so it's not that big a deal. It's kind of just an expendable deploy you can use to eat that. But FreeTibett is kind of having his font contest game ruined. Boernegar was like, nah, you've already taken too much Nora from me. off of that font and off of the limit, so no more of that for you. He's basically blocking him out. But I mean, it did put the hunchback in like triple tap range. 2 here, here, and Ogre Inferno can not get off an explosive attack. I guess Gahern Thrower can like throw him in, and then he could get a double or even in a single explosive. There's not really anywhere to work out a kill though. 4 defense with the SL plus tough 2. That is a beefy boy. It's the hunch. The hunch is giving him the extra defense. He's got just a rock solid block of ass on that guy. But FreeTibett really going on the... Oh, okay, well, I was going to say going on the aggressive. I'm assuming he's going to put down a relic in this font, right? Because the throw allows him... It would have allowed him to contest, despite Boernegar's posturing, but he went for a double hit on the Draksar instead. It's an interesting choice. I feel like it might lead to the death of the bomber now. Because, I mean, the bomber's really overextended. Draksar Master is probably going to have to go back and reinforce that. But, I mean, if he doesn't deploy... Okay, so he did put down a relic. Is that an acid... Ooh, did he do an acid trap in the font? That is a sneaky play. I don't really see too much of acid trap. It looks like... Oh, God, he's disengaging into a bolt trap. Why did I say acid trap? I was thinking SL, and I should have been thinking SP. But, yeah, definitely, it was a trap at the end of the day, so same thing. But Boernegar actually disengaged into it and knocked his own champion into the font for a kill. I guess he's saving FreeTibett the trouble of killing his guys. This is some really weird play from Boernegar, I gotta say. I mean, he's kind of just sat around with that hunchback, expecting the hunch to carry him through. And maybe that's why he's so hunched, is because he's carrying SL players, bad SL players. But no deploys at that font because of that trap. So now FreeTibett can walk in. And I mean, that was a pretty efficient trap. It got the kill, it got the font contested, but Draksar Master here is probably going to be more than a match. Okay, well, he was going to be a match, and then the vertical push happened, and now it's pretty much game over. I really don't see a way to come back from this now, because FreeTibett's going to have this font for a turn. He's going to deploy something, probably something chonky there. And then Boernegar doesn't really have any pressure in mid for his trouble. All he's got, I mean, the Marauder can maybe get some frightful blows and stall for a bit, but that will require more attacks, and if he dies, he won't be able to attack at all. The thrower is a little bit... He's going to have to spend a turn disengaging. There's maybe some debate on whether or not mobility is better than Mountaineer. I think Mountaineer makes him a little bit cheaper, but Mountaineer is really nice when you're against factions like FS, where they spam water. We're just on a lot of maps like KF Hill with that big river, KF Bridge, I guess, with the river in the middle. You can just walk over and throw your champs towards the side font. But I think that was a Dragonic Sacrifice onto... No, wait, he's missing, yeah. He's missing all of attacks because of... Oh yeah, the Channeled Violence. I was thinking the animation was the same, but yeah, Channeled Violence, trying to go for a kill, which he does get, despite the Whispers of the Mind, onto the Hunchback. I don't know why he put the Whispers on the Hunchback. I would have definitely put it on the Marauder, because the Marauder is the bigger damage threat there. And you want to delay the mutation as long as possible, right? But a Bolt Case in the side. I'm guessing that's all FreeTibett had the Nora for after the Whispers play. But I mean, it's still a champ. It's going to live long enough to help deal with Master. The thing is, Master has Hunter Meek plus regen, so I don't know if it's going to be enough. Dive Bomber can probably get a double hit, and after the vertical push damage, and then Manic, it's probably it'll be fine for FreeTibett. But assuming this side font battle goes well, I mean, Marauder's on half HP, and actually the lack of Gahern is kind of screwing over the Inferno a little bit. So maybe it's actually a little closer than I thought. It really all depends on what happens over here, because Boernegar will almost certainly win this mid font now. Moga Inferno is on 35 HP, and Frightful Blows kind of puts a damper on anything that FreeTibett will have in that font. Because you definitely don't want to put Ascendant in the font before he gets a chance to intensify. Yeah, so there's a big... He's at 19 damage because of that Channeled Violence and the Fury stacks. Also in Rage too. Channeled Violence is still a great pickup in Draksar. Just gives a really nice power turn. Like, the charge abilities and stuff aren't terribly useful unless you're running a lot of that. But I mean, Enrage 2 is great. Multi-attack is fantastic for the theme because you want to get off a lot of attacks as much as possible to trigger your racial. But here comes Gunner, and Gunner is actually a pretty great champ. I wouldn't take this build though. I'd probably go with like Detection to make him sub 70 Nora. He can be run like at 65 Nora with Piercing Shot 2, which isn't bad damage. I mean, he has precision to get around a lot of annoying stuff. So he's pretty nice. And then you know you've got hunchbacks on the front lines to protect him. But Master goes down to 14, and I mean, barring some spell support here, that is definitely going to be a font 1 or FreeTibett. He did put a lot of Nora into it, to be fair, whereas Boernegar didn't really. He does have mid now, though, and he's going to have that for his turn. Kanan Slipped coming down isn't really going to... I mean, he's going to Manic, but these hunchbacks, damn, these things are strong. I think they're getting nerfed in the next July patch. Rightly so. I mean, they just absorb so much damage. Sapping Armor is a very strong ability. And Gunner actually going to reinforce helps quite a bit because of precision getting around the evasive. I would have attacked with Master first, though, just because, you got your Sunder, right? But, I mean, he can still get the kill with Hunter Meek, I would assume. So he's going to do 12, 11, and Sunder. And yeah, he can do it. Oh yeah, the banner comes down. Good. He actually did the right thing putting it in that font. Just another thing for FreeTibett to have to deal with later on. Here, I mean, it would be nice if these hunchbacks had stun. Then you could, like, just, CC lock the Kanan Slipped. But man, horrific mutation onto that Master. Was that really necessary? I mean, I guess... it's tough to say, because I would have preferred to deploy it mid. But I mean, you've got Frightful Blows that can stall the Slipped. You've got Hunchback. You don't really need to deploy there. I mean, you want to reinforce this position, but maybe I would have probably saved this Hunchback deploy for when you actually had mid-font. And, if FreeTibett didn't let you have that font, then, I could have just double deployed there and whatever. But Ascendant intensifies, and yeah, so that horrific mutation will pretty much guarantee that font on Boernegar's next turn. So he's fighting back. It's not quite over until it's over. Yeah, Draksar. So Draksar Gunner with Punish. See, this is what I don't like about this build, is that Punish kind of conflicts with Piercing Shot. Like, you want to use your basic attacks for Punish, but Piercing Shot 3, you kind of have to use on cooldown because it's such a strong damage boost. But there is the horrific Aura, and I'm assuming that will also stop the Manic. So I guess, and there's the thing with Flight is you can't vertical push a flying unit, so that will not allow FreeTibett to capture that font again, assuming he runs 2 vertical push. I've run into some asshole SP players that run double vertical push. It's not fun. That spell I know for sure is getting a nerf in the upcoming patch. So it's going to give font ignorance, and I think it's going to give a full refund of the equip Nora. So Draksar Marauder going back for some regen, and I mean, Hunchback just tanking everything. Like, all these hits just bounce right off his big old hunchy back. And Piercing Shot here, Master can finish. I really wish he'd attack with Sunder first. He didn't need it, but it's just, it's a good habit to get into, to trigger your defensive reduction abilities first. But he gets that font, he gets the globe, he's sitting pretty. And the second, by the time this Hunchback dies, this Hunchback is going to be, I don't even think it's going to be that long. Like, this Hunchback's going to get into the fight before this one dies, and then double Rebuke will kind of, see, people complain about Blockade all the time, but I feel like Rebuke could be spread around just a little bit more as an alternative. Because it's not as hard a counter, like you can still gain AP, but it does what the name suggests. It rebukes you for doing so. So down goes the Slipped, and that Draksar Marauder is fully mutated with Dread, tricked out the ass, and 18 damage, plus regenning up. And Boernegar is in a really good place. FreeTibett's early aggression didn't quite pay off for him. Just because, I mean, it's all Hunchback. Like, Hunchback, I don't think FreeTibett has... he didn't even put these Hunchbacks in the danger zone this whole game. But Gunner, like, these guys are out of position, but it just doesn't matter. Like, you can't really contest this font. Like, the Cyclops could go in, but it wouldn't amount to much. And Boernegar takes the game. So well played to both, and we'll see everyone in the next one.